So this is food stamps by ethnicity, okay? So we can see here native is at 27.6. Okay, we've got black at 24.9. We have got white down here at 8.6.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. So there's this particular stitch that has been going viral on a space of social platform, which they call the food stamp by ethnicity. And the thing is that the way at which these people decided to manipulate this is mind-blowing. Lovelies, I'm just going to roll the clip because this actually got a lot of people reacting to the fact that, okay, stop manipulating it, and the real deal actually came into surface. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. All right, lovelies, let's dive into it, and we're just going to come back.
Somali immigrants, 34% of every immigrant from Iraq, 23% of Haitians, 59% of all illegal aliens are collecting food stamps, meaning that most of the people getting food stamps from the U.S. government and the U.S. taxpayer are not even Americans. Think about that. And we didn't know about any of this before the government shutdown started, but thanks to Democrats, we can confirm tonight that millions of Joe Biden illegal aliens, people who crossed the border when Joe was president, are now collecting food stamps from a program funded by hardworking American taxpayers.
So let's get this straight. The Biden administration opens the borders, floods the country with millions of illegal aliens, and now we find out that those same people are being handed taxpayer-funded food stamps. All while American families are struggling to buy groceries, and Democrats, they're literally feeding the chaos they created. And here's even more proof of that corruption. Take a look at this chart. It shows federal spending on SNAP has nearly doubled in just the past 5 years. Why would that be? Oh, that's the entirety of Joe Biden's presidency. Let that sink in. So under Biden, your grocery bill skyrockets, your paycheck buys less, and yet federal welfare spending explodes because of Biden's open border welfare state. And if that wasn't bad enough, now Republicans are saying this entire shutdown might not have been incompetence. It might have been intentional. Some believe Chuck Schumer and his crew used it as a political stunt, giving Democrats the time they need to hit the campaign trail for their new socialist star in New York City, Zohran Mamdani.
Maybe they've orchestrated this so that they had the time to go campaign for an outright socialist. Maybe this was orchestrated so they could go do that.
Okay, so the New York City mayoral race is going to be decided a week from today. We'll see how this all shakes out. Zohran Mamdani, though, he has managed to light himself on fire politically in just the past 36 hours. Will it affect the polls? I don't know. Remains to be seen. But wait until you see him squirm, trying to walk back a lie he told about his so-called aunt after 9/11, a story that completely fell apart. But before we get to that bombshell story, remember Hassan Piker, the extremist who once said America deserved 9/11? Well, he was front and center at Mamdani's rally on Sunday night. This is the same man that Mamdani tried to distance himself from in the last debate after the backlash he received. Yet here we are, back together like nothing happened. So much for disavowing extremists. I mean, when your words say one thing but your actions say another, that's not leadership. That's deceit. And that's not the only lie. As I said, Mamdani also being shredded over a story he told about his aunt being too terrified to ride the subway after 9/11 because she wore a hijab. The problem? It wasn't true. Here's the story. I'm going to show you the reaction on the other side. But in case you missed it, here's the clip of him talking about his aunt, or so-called aunt.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City.
Comments have shared this chart with me, and I am like blown away at not knowing this amount of information was even readily available. So this is food stamps by ethnicity. Okay, so we can see here native is at 27.6. Okay, we've got black at 24.9. We have got white down here at 8.6. Look at all of these other ethnicities that get food stamps here in the United States. We should be talking about this problem of why there are so many individuals from different countries getting food stamps. The fact of 42 million Americans are losing benefits November 1st, how many of them are actually Americans that should be getting benefits if they're in a hard spot or they need some help getting through? Like, why can't we talk about this problem? This is a major issue. And I cannot believe that between Native, Black, and even white, all the way down here, everybody else comes before that. How do we solve this problem? This cannot continue to happen. It's just crazy to me. People in my comments have shared that
hate is the singular most powerful uniting force in this world. And those that know that will never let you know it. Watch this.
This viral chart about who uses SNAP is a complete lie. The right is using this misleading visual to push the narrative that the majority of the 42 million food stamp recipients are non-white and non-citizens, which would somehow justify letting people go hungry, but it's not true. 35% of SNAP benefits go to white people, making up the largest share, and nearly 90% of SNAP recipients are US-born citizens. The rest are refugees, naturalized citizens, and permanent lawful residents. And guess what else? 70% work full-time. That means SNAP is subsidizing the companies that won't pay their workers a living wage. Even the creators of the chart, a blog called The Personal Finance Wizards, which sounds super trustworthy, admitted that the graph highlights a selection of ethnicities they felt would be most relevant and engaging for their audience. So it's basically propaganda meant to turn people against their neighbors instead of those actually responsible. Billionaires and politicians who rig our system to favor the rich. Average taxpayer spends roughly $32 a month on SNAP benefits, but about $56 a month on corporate subsidies. That's almost double. And 86% of all SNAP benefits go to households with a child, elderly person, or someone with disabilities. I'd rather my money go towards food for my neighbors, which is better for the economy, by the way, than prop up corporations that refuse to pay fair wages or lower prices.
The people who are going to benefit the most, the people who stand to lose the most from SNAP benefits, are being convinced to support ending it because they told them that other people they hate will suffer. That is the exact same mentality that runs Nigeria. Hatred is how they figured out Nigeria will never unite. All Nigeria needs to do to unite right now is you individuals put hatred of your fellow Nigerians to the side. That's it. It's that simple, but you won't do it. I was in Nigeria. There was a trip I made to Nigeria where I'm sitting at home and my sister calls me. She's like, this is when I was still talking to my family. My sister calls me. She's like, yo, my brother just hit a girl coming back from school and he just rushed her to the hospital. And I'm like, oh shit. So I got out the house. First thing I saw was a taxi. I just called a taxi and I jumped in the car. And I was in a home. I can't remember where I was, but I hate driving and I walk everywhere. So I jumped in the taxi. And on the ride there, I'm talking to the taxi driver, and he's like, you know, you're going to the hospital, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, my brother hit someone. He was like, what happened? I explained, yeah, my brother was driving. School was out of session. Kids were coming out of school, and he hit a girl. And when he hit a girl, he didn't know who the girl was, so he took her to the hospital. And then from the hospital, he went to the school to go tell the principal, I hit a student from this school. Can you help me identify who the student is? And the principal went back to the hospital. They identified the girl. They went to go get her family. That's when they called me, and I'm coming. And the principal was like, I said, principal, the taxi driver was like, thank God. You know, if now Hausa people, they don't for do anything. Those people are very wicked. Hausa this, Hausa that, Hausa this. I was like, oh, by the way, I am Hausa. I'm from Kano State. And my brother who hit the girl is Hausa, also from Kano State. Had to be one of the most uncomfortable taxi rides ever. Dude, it was dead silent. Dude was very uncomfortable. But the people who understand hatred, right, keep pushing this narrative that, oh, love wins, hatred will always rule. Through history, you unite people through hatred. The people who have figured this out have been using hatred. See, me, I figured this out too. And what I'm trying to do, right, is get you to switch what you hate. Instead of hating your fellow Nigerian, you should turn your hatred to your circumstances. I want you to hate your circumstances. I also want you to hate the people who benefit the most from your suffering. And when I say that, don't think Nigerian politicians. Nigerian politicians are nothing. They are puppets. I live in the West. Come and see what your sweat and your resources look like. Come and see how they're built. These people are the ones. I want you to hate that these white people here who are talking shit about you, who are telling you need to pay $5,000 to come here as bond, who are building their homes off. I want you to hate them. Not the people. The fact that they are stealing your shit. They are benefiting from your shit. It's not all white people. It's a very small group. The Nigerians there, they're puppets. The politician class are puppets. I want you to switch your hatred to something else. But you won't do it because it's more convenient for you to hate what you see every day.
I rarely post any sort of stuff like this, but this one really got to me. Okay, so I keep seeing this post circulating on Facebook. Of course it's Facebook. I don't know. Anyway, so what this graph is what it's trying to do is get you riled up and get you inflamed and angry about the others who are utilizing government benefits. So when they do take it from you, you're like, well, yeah, at least the others don't have it. Okay, what this shows is 45%, and I don't even know if this is correct in and of itself, but it's circulating. What this shows is 45% of the Afghan population living in the United States compared to, because it's mostly Caucasians, white people that I see posting this, compared to white is all the way at the bottom, 8.6%. So what you're seeing is like, oh gosh, yeah, it's all these others who are utilizing government assistance. The reason why they're doing percentages instead of actual numbers is because this graph would look entirely different. So the actual size of the Afghan American population size is like 200,000, something like that, compared to the 212 million white Americans. So if we were to actually crunch those numbers, what we would see is it flipped-flopped. What we would see is 19 million, that's 19 million white Americans who are utilizing food stamps, okay, just based on this graph, compared to like the something thousand Afghan people. That's very different. Do you see why though? Do you see why they, whoever they is, they're putting stuff out into the metaverse so you would get flamed up, inflamed, and pissed off. And that's why they show the graph with these percentages. I am not a mathematician. I literally took math for liberal arts, okay? But I do know when I'm being played and when people are just trying to tap into people's insecurities and angers and biases. Like, come on, we gotta be smarter than this. Okay, that's it. That's my TED Talk on this.
Look, first let me say that I recognize that most of the people on food stamps are American citizens. With that being said, this is a problem because we cannot continue to import people into our country that we have to pay for. And look, I recognize that this group of people represents a small percentage of the people who are actually on food stamps. But when 45% of a group is on food stamps, maybe they don't belong here, right? Because Afghani immigrants, 45% of them are on food stamps. Somali, 42%. Iraqi, 34%. Dominican, 34%. Caribbean, Native Americans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Black, Arab, Cambodian, Haitian. Like, we can keep going through this whole list.
Lock in, fuck niggas. We about to fact check this shit. First, if you fuck with me, check out the podcast. Let's get it. What the hell is he talking about? I mean, in the beginning of the video, you literally mentioned that most people who are taking SNAP benefits are American citizens. In fact, research shows that 90% of people on SNAP benefits are US born citizens, meaning majority of these people are US born citizens, which is why the graph says ethnicity and not nationality, because American is not an ethnicity. I mean, this graph is just US citizens who are on food stamps telling you their ethnicity. The whole point of this graph is to hide that white people are on food stamps and they're gonna suffer too when food stamps run out. 35% of people who receive SNAP benefits are white people. The graph even tries to hide the true numbers behind these ethnicities. On the chart, it says that 45% of people who are Afghan are on food stamps. Census shows that in 2022, there was 195,000 Afghan people here in America. That's at least 87,000, while we have almost 15 million white Americans on food stamps. That number is more than 160 times larger than the amount of Afghan individuals on food stamps. Again, less people will be on food stamps stamps if the economy was doing a lot better?
This viral chart about who uses SNAP is a complete lie. The right is using this misleading visual to push the narrative that the majority of the 42 million food stamp recipients are non-white and non-citizens, which would somehow justify letting people go hungry, but it's not true. 35% of SNAP benefits go to white people, making up the largest share, and nearly 90% of SNAP recipients are US-born citizens. The rest are refugees, naturalized citizens, and permanent lawful residents. And guess what else? 70% work full-time. That means SNAP is subsidizing the companies that won't pay their workers a living wage. Even the creators of the chart, a blog called The Personal Finance Wizards, which sounds super trustworthy, admitted that the graph highlights a selection of ethnicities they felt would be most relevant and engaging for their audience. So it's basically propaganda meant to turn people against their neighbors instead of those actually responsible. The billionaires and politicians who rig our system to favor the rich. The average taxpayer spends roughly $32 a month on SNAP benefits, but about $56 a month on corporate subsidies. That's almost double. And 86% of all SNAP benefits go to households with a child, elderly person, or someone with disabilities. I'd rather my money go towards food for my neighbors, which is better for the economy, by the way, than prop up corporations that refuse to pay fair wages or lower prices.
Like, seriously, love this. It's actually so baffling that these people will never hold themselves accountable. They will hold other people accountable, but themselves, they will never hold themselves accountable. Okay, I actually saw this particular stage, I think it's about a day ago, where, they were trying to, um, trying to like check people who actually benefited, in terms of this, first times and all of that. I think this was as a result of so many people, realizing that black people are actually not the people that everybody thought they were the ones receiving this benefit. People find out that, pink color people receive the benefit the most, and because of that, so many have actually want to go into the research to do their findings, and now we are seeing so many videos circulating all over the social platform. Even before this video circulated all over the social platform, you know even this when it actually circulated all over the social platform, so many people are already using AI to try to make it look like black women, more specifically, are the ones benefiting using these SNAP benefits. Like, even before I saw this statistic that is flying all over the social platform, like it's all over the TikTok, and so many people are like trying to justify it. Oh, we told you so. Oh my God, we told you so. Black people are the least. No, white people are the least people receiving the SNAP benefits, and now over million thousands of immigrants receiving it. Like, when I saw this particular stage, what I did was to go through the comment section, and so many immigrants, like, would I even call them immigrant? They're all, some of them are even American born. They are American born citizens, right? They are American born citizens. Some of them are like, I'm not even I'm not even receiving SNAP. So many people leaving commentaries that they don't even do that. They don't receive. So how do they come about this statistic of the ethnicity that receive? Now, if you watch closely, they were like, oh, white people are the least. So in their own mind, the Americans, the real Americans, are actually the white people, right? Like, the Native Americans are not there. Like, what they're actually thinking that maybe the real Americans are actually white people and they don't receive this SNAP. Every other person are immigrants. Is that what they're trying to, say? Like, even by the ethnicity or what have you. So that means all of these people, and they're all not Americans. All of the ones that is being listed are all not Americans. The only Americans that, maybe the white people are the real Americans. Like, seriously, the thing is that the way at which they are complaining about this thing, you will actually think that, some group of people from a country, decide to come to, the state to start receiving this benefit. And given by the commentaries and the research, so many people, like, even the people that was mentioned are American born citizens, right? So if the American born citizens cannot qualify, so what are they even saying? Like, seriously. Everything to just prove that white people do not benefit of SNAP. anything that will just make them to prove that. Like, all because people are beginning to find out the truth. People are beginning to find out, like, oh, so, like, I was on someone's live TV, on live last night, and this person was like, she was just shocked that she was so shocked that white Americans are also on this SNAP benefit. That she never knew. She actually thought deep inside of her, she actually thought that, it's actually meant for maybe, everybody thought so. But this SNAP benefit cutting has really exposed a lot of things. Even though I think the Supreme Court has actually come into the game and they are telling them to pay people their SNAP. I think I'm gonna post that video before this or after this. That is an updated one. Even though these narratives are all flying on the social platform just to make it look like the blessed people who benefit from this are this. These guys would never tell the truth. They would do nothing but to hold themselves in any form of accountability. Like, seriously. I saw this. I was so fulfilled to see the other woman try all her possible best to explain all of the statistics and the percentage. Because going by what is trending all over the social platform is so misleading. Anyway, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. So, lovelies, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do you really a huge favor to click on the subscription button, like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one. Just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We are just here for educational and informative purposes. So please share this video. Subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that. Like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next one.